What if I told you that one of the rarest Fiat vans ever made wasn't built to carry tools, luggage, or soccer teams, but VIPs with leather seats and a glass ceiling? Ladies and gentlemen, and my friend Timmy, today we're diving into a vehicle so rare, so weirdly luxurious, and so unnecessarily fabulous, it makes my neighbor Bob think it was built by aliens for sightseeing on Mars. Welcome to the glamorous industrial fairy tale of the 1975 Fiat 850 Visitors Bus by Bertone, the only factory tour vehicle that looked like it was taking people to a Milan fashion show. Now, before we take a panoramic ride through Italian design and corporate vanity, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, you'll miss the next time Timmy tries to turn his garage into a Fiat museum, with only one car and a laminated menu from an Italian restaurant. Let's get this six-door diva rolling. Picture this. It's 1975. Disco is hot, politicians are sweaty, and Fiat decides their factory tours need less minivan and more Mamma Mia! So they hire Marcello Gandini, yes, the guy who designed the Lamborghini Countach, to glam up a humble Fiat 850T into a rolling VIP lounge. Because why not impress foreign delegates by showing them piston rods while they sit in leather thrones? Fiat called it the Visitors Bus. I call it the Fiat for people too important to walk. This wasn't just a minivan, this was a six-passenger, six-door, glass-roofed dream machine for executives who thought golf carts were for peasants. Inside, 3 rows of brown leather armchairs, each one nicer than anything I've ever seen in a politician's waiting room. And those guys usually sit like they're allergic to fabric. Overhead, a panoramic glass roof for enjoying the glorious view of conveyor belts and sweaty welders. Honestly, I think Timmy would have passed out from class anxiety just stepping inside. Last time he saw leather that fancy, he tried to pet it, thought it was an exotic animal. But let's talk tech, if you can call it that. Underneath all that Italian glam was a radiator-mounted gasoline engine with a displacement of 843 cubic centimeters. 803 cubic centimeters, giving it a roaring maximum output of 47 horsepower, 35 kilowatts. Top speed, roughly 125 kilometers per hour, 78 miles per hour, downhill, with prayers and tailwind. And paired with the Hydroconvert 4-speed semi-automatic transmission, it drove like butter melting on hot concrete, assuming the butter had a clutch phobia. Rear engine, rear-wheel drive, naturally. That layout gave it just enough grip to make slow laps around Fiat's industrial cathedrals without tipping over from executive ego weight. And yes, it had a driver intercom system for the tour guide, and get this, a dashboard borrowed from the Fiat X1 sports car. Because nothing says executive tour like pretending your van is a mid-engine roadster while discussing camshafts and lunch menus. Now here's the kicker. Only 4 were ever made. That's right, 4, which means it's rarer than Timmy showing up on time, Bob paying for Wi-Fi, or a government promising something and delivering it. The Fiat 850 Visitors Bus wasn't for sale, it was for showing off, the automotive equivalent of a Rolex that only tells time if you work at the company. But time passed. The 850T platform lived on until 1985, but this VIP mutant never saw production. The people wanted minivans, not mobile catwalks. Still, collectors are obsessed. In December 2024, one unit, with about 27,764 kilometers, 17,254 miles, sold at a Katowice auction for 59,000 euros, around $67,000. Yes, you heard that right. 67 grand for a 47 horsepower microbus that once drove bosses past stacks of crankshafts. One was even spotted in a private listing for 85,000 euros back in 2019. Now I'll say this, I respect the madness. Not because it's fast, it's not. Not because it's powerful, don't make me laugh. But because it's one of those fever dreams that somehow made it off the drawing board. This is what happens when you give a supercar designer an assignment he thinks is a prank. Marcello, design us a factory tour bus. And the man said, hold my Barolo. The result? A luxury minivan with the soul of a Countach and the horsepower of an electric toothbrush. It's so wonderfully unnecessary, so gloriously over-designed, it's basically a museum piece that accidentally learned to drive. Before we wrap this up, we'd like to thank our channel sponsors. Not the corporations, but the folks keeping this madness going. Want to help us find more lost vehicles that look like Timmy's fever dreams? Hit that Become a Sponsor link in the description and join the Cool Ideas Garage crew. We pay in sarcasm and 47 horsepower. Until next time, remember, some vehicles move history, others just move VIPs past oil drums in style.